We begin our service. It is my honor to welcome you all here today, whether in person or on Zoom. I will ask that those on Zoom make sure you are muted to limit some of the background noise. And also I thank you to Melanie for making sure that everybody is able to get into the Zoom room as we have entered to our space together. This afternoon, we have gathered to remember Ric Lierberman, and we join our hearts together to give comfort and strength to his family. Mourning is a time filled with many emotions and memories, both bitter and sweet. As we begin our service with the recitation of psalms and prayers, we link our lives and Ric's life with the millennia-old tradition of the people of Israel and the eternity of God. Our rabbis taught that there are three crowns: the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of royalty. But they emphasize that the crown of a good name excels them all. The book of Ecclesiastes says, a good name is to be treasured above precious oil. We know that wealth, health, and even life pass away, but a good name will last forever. The deeds and the actions of one who bears a good name are their memorials. They will be remembered for the kindness they have shown, for the love they have given. They are shining examples of what it means to be a mensch. Death is better than a life of pain, and eternal rest is better than constant sickness. Let us not seek to understand what is too difficult for us, nor search for what is hidden, nor be preoccupied with what is beyond, for we have been shown more than we can comprehend. As a drop of water in the sea, as a grain of sand on the shore, are our few days in eternity. The good things in life last for a short time, but a good reputation endures forever. Based on the words of Psalm 147, God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. God reckons the number of stars, giving each one its name. Great and full of power is God, whose wisdom is beyond reckoning. God gives courage to the lowly and brings hope to those bereft. So may God always be with us. Adonai ma'adam v'teda'ehu v'enosh v'techashbehu. God, what are we that you have regard for us? What are we that you are mindful of us? We are like a breath, our days are like a passing shadow. We come and go like grass, which in the morning shoots up renewed, and in the evening fades and withers. You cause us to revert to dust, saying, return, O mortal creatures. Were we wise, we would understand where we are going. For when we die, we carry nothing away. Our glory does not accompany us. Mark the wholehearted and behold the upright. They shall have peace. God, you redeem the souls of your servants, and none who trust in you shall be desolate. We recite the words of the 23rd Psalm. If the text is familiar to you, I invite you to share with me, even if your translation differs slightly from mine. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. God makes me to lie down in green pastures. God leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God guides me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Dr. Richard Lieberman was, in the words of his family, quote, an extraordinarily simple, loving, and uncomplicated man. He lived a full life of 94 years as a loving husband, father, grandfather, doctor, friend, and so much more to each of us. I trust that you have, or you will in the days ahead, share your own personal memories and wisdom that you gleaned from Ric as we continue to honor his memory through our lives. What I know of him, simple, loving, and uncomplicated, are apt words. A piece of our Jewish tradition teaches that one of the essential tenets of Judaism is that a man should walk in a spirit of wholesome simplicity. Ric did just that in his life. He cared most for his friends and his family. Frequently, one could find that Ric was more interested in hearing about those around him and how they were doing than he was talking about his own problems. And not just with his friends, I'm told even with medical staff in the hospital and medical settings. When his own medical issues were in fact supposed to be the central aspect of the interaction and conversation, he would make sure he knew how all of his nurses and doctors and their families were doing. He was a man who found gratitude in the small things in life and found joy turning any stranger into a friend. A conversation with Ric would always do the trick. In speaking with Kathy about Ric and his life and their life together, the Jewish teaching that words are like arrows rather than a sword came to mind. For a sword can be withdrawn and returned even to the last moment before injury, but words are like an arrow shot from a bow. Once they leave one's tongue, there is no way to return them, to pull them back, even if you wish. Ric was a man who thought before he spoke, who used his words not as a sword nor as an arrow, but as a bridge to make connections, to bring peace. He could carry a conversation and he could listen. There are not many in this world that are good at both of these things. And he did both of them with a non-judgmental, peaceful presence. He saw blessings of the world and he brought so many blessings to it through his love and care. And in the spirit of his simplicity, I don't think you would appreciate a lengthy eulogy, so I could say so much more about him. Rather, I will pause here for a moment that you might reflect and remember how Ric touched your lives. We'll join back together in a few moments. Into your care, O God, we entrust the spirit of Richard Lieberman. For you keep faith with your children in death as in life. Sustain us that we may meet with serenity the mysteries that lie ahead, knowing that when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you, God, are with us, a loving friend in whom we put our trust. You are the light of our life, our hope in eternity. Continue with the traditional words of El Maleh Rachamim, which I will chant first in Hebrew and then offer in translation. I invite you to rise physically or spiritually as you are able. El Maleh Rachamim, Shochem Mamromim, Amsei Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShekhinah, Im Roshim Utarim, Yezohar Harakia Masiri, Et Nishmat Moshe Ben Yisroel Shalach Le'olamo, Bal Harachamim, Yaskirehu Vayisror V'Yitzror HaChayim Es Nishmato Adonai Hu Nachalato V'Yanuach B'Shalom HaMishpavo V'Nomar Amen. Be the source of life, the fountain of all being. Open our hearts to compassion and our eyes to wisdom, that we might glimpse in perfect peace and sadness the way of all things. May Richard Lieberman's memory be for us a blessing, and may we never let the light of his love grow dim in our hearts. May we remember all his worthy and righteous deeds, that his memory be forever bound up in the bond of life. God is our source and our destination, our beginning and our end. May Richard's death awaken us to this truth, that the bond of love we shared and share, not be severed in sorrow. May he rest in peace, as we say, Amen. This time I will ask the pallbearers to come forward. We will continue our service at the grace. Our dear beloved life, his legacy, his life that we carry the door by door from generation to generation. These are the little voices that I know he touched as well. Repeat again the words of El Malay Rahami. We stand at his graveside. El Malay Rahami, I'm standing in a rock. Right, Robbie, et nishmato, Adonai Alato, Leyanua B'Shalom Malato, Lenomar, Amen. Adonai natan Adonai lakach. Nihi shem Adonai nehora. Adonai has given, Adonai has taken. Blessed be the name of Adonai. We praise you, God, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who forms us in the divine image, who nourishes and sustains us in your goodness. You cause all of us to die according to your wisdom. You know and number every soul. You plant within us immortal life. Blessed are you, Adonai, the true judge. We lower Richard to his resting place. We say, Lechi Adonai yeh imacha. Go your way, and may God be with you. May the love and eternal connection of our souls give us the strength as we recite the words hallowed by time, sanctifying the name of God as we honor the memory of Richard Lierberman. With the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's cottage. Please join me at this time if it is familiar to you, and if it is not, let the words of my lips be as if from your own. Yit Gadol v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Ve'alma Divrah Pirutei V'yamlich Malchutei V'chayehom U'yom Echad U'chayeh V'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agalah V'zman Karib Imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Barak Ve'alam Kol Almaya. Yit Barak V'yish Tabach V'yit Tabar V'yit Romam V'yit Naseh V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemed v'kudesha, rihu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, le'amiran v'alma, v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'achol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom v'ruach, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'achol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May God grant peace to those who mourn and bring comfort to all who are bereaved among us, as Rick comes to his eternal home in peace. In Jewish tradition, to shovel earth into the grave, to bury our deceased, is a mitzvah, a righteous act that we do without hope of reward, with eagerness and sadness at the same time. With this act, we take on the responsibility of caring for our loved ones until the very, very end. Our loved ones deserve to be buried by kind hands, by knowing hands, by sorrowful hands. I'll now invite his wife and his children to participate in this mitzvah, a painful act born of love and compassion for those who have meant so much for us. We conclude our service with Job. We have said, God, you have given, God, you have taken. Blessed be the name of God. May the memory of Richard Lieberman be a blessing. We mark that his essence never leaves our hearts and souls. We conclude our service saying to his family, Hamachom yinachem etzem. May God bring you comfort and console you. This will conclude our service. On behalf of Rick's family, I thank you all for being here. There are others who would like to participate in the mitzvah of burying our beloved. You may do so at this time. you said, you'd hear the flag waving. Flag waving. No, you're good. Thank you all for being here. We're gonna turn the camera off now.